Bonjour, y'all. Let's talk about art.
Hey friends, I finished my Ozzy tribute painting and I thought I'd make a video of the process of finishing it to give us a small break from the Gypverse. I started this on a live stream a couple of days after Ozzy's death, and because I chose to use oils for the initial painting after priming, I had to give it a couple of days to dry after that first initial layer, where basically just the shades and shape were blocked in. Ozzy is looking kind of feminine here, but that's just part of my process. The initial layer isn't the most detailed, and then the extra layers add detail as time goes on. So anyway, I let that dry, and then I started recording the next layer. This one was done in 3 layers. If I actually continued with more and more layers, it takes a lot of time because you have to let each one dry in between. I could get it more and more detailed, but I have other painting commissions to complete and more videos to make. So I got Ozzy to where I felt good with him here on this one, as y'all will see in the end. I hope you like it. I feel like Ozzy's passing really brought together a lot of generations who enjoyed Ozzy's different eras. We had OG metalheads of like the Gen X and Boomer generations who were fans who were so upset because they were around for Ozzy's initial rise. And then you have millennials like me who knew the Black Sabbath music thanks to older relatives, but then only really got to know and love Ozzy's personality when the Osbournes premiered on MTV. That's one of the reasons why I chose to paint Ozzy in his older years, because that's the Ozzy I personally remember the most. I was just painting this because I was feeling so deeply about Ozzy at the moment, not really intending to sell it, but Brandy K in the comments was moved by the painting and wanted it, so she sent a $100 super chat to pay for it. And that happens to be exactly what I charge for this size. So thank you, Brandy K. I normally charge $100 for a 12 by 12 inch or an 11 by 14 inch portrait that is one face only, or $250 for a 16 by 20 inch one face only portrait. If there's extra faces, I charge an extra fee per face because facial details are so difficult and tedious. They don't allow for happy little accidents like you can have in Bob Ross style landscapes and stuff like that, or in blown beauty fart art. There's no requirements in blown beauty fart art to get millimeters of facial details right so that it still looks like the person you're trying to portray. Portraits, like, they're really a whole different beast from other types of art, in my opinion. Even with buildings and landscapes, there's a little more give than there is with portraits. I've been doing portraits for over a decade. I've probably painted anywhere from 50 to 100, if I'm guessing, and I'm still nowhere near mastery on portraits. It takes a long time. And on that subject, Gypsy, if that was her account, that the comment that's been getting shared around where she was talking about art is, if that's really her account, she said there that, in excusing her abstract blown beauty fart art, she said that, well, our abstract art doesn't have to be perfect, and you don't have to go to art school to be an artist. Walk through the French Quarter and ask how many of them went to art school. Now, she's not wrong there. But the part that I don't think she knows or cares about is that if you don't go to art school to be an artist, you've got a way longer road ahead of you before you can be considered any level of master. Like I told y'all, I've been painting for years. I've been doing portraits for over a decade, good enough that I get paid for them. I sell my portraits, and I'm still nowhere near the master level. Had I went to art school and invested the money and the study and the time in that, I probably could have shortcutted a long way, because all the things that I have to figure out on my own with, looking at tutorials, reading old art books, things like that, and looking at the old masters. In art school, you have an expert explain and train these things to you. So you can shortcut to an expert and master level by going to art school and doing really well with it. Like, she's not wrong that it's not necessary, but it almost seemed like she's implying, and of course her stands will go along with it, that just do some blown beauty fart art. Who even needs art school? All art is the same quality. All art is not the same quality. Definitely not. Like, ask any artist who sells their work. We know, and if we don't know, anyone who has delusions of grandeur gets set straight pretty quickly with your first gallery show of exactly what price range your art falls into. And if Gypsy was doing anything but selling to an audience that is there because she's infamous, she would have already been told, no, your blown beauty fart art is nowhere near worth $120 for 11 by 11 or whatever it was she's trying to sell. Anyway, friends, I am going to put some music for the rest of this and then talk a little more at the end. Brandy Kay has already seen that. She's very excited. I showed it to her over email before I completed the video and everything. And it'll be shipped off to her in a few weeks. It's got to have plenty of time to dry and cure first to make sure that it'll be safe through shipping. But I hope y'all enjoyed. And go out and have some fun today. Do some blown beauty fart art if you feel like it. Have a good day, friends.